Man, this is such a awesome setup. So first you have Trendline Pro giving you the signal, giving you the stop loss, giving you the take profit, and you can also see just how accurate the signals are. And then you have GDAX, which confirms the trend. And then you have this new indicator on TradingView that actually predicts the future with 90% accuracy. This, guys, is by far the best setup that I have ever had trading Forex. Okay, so every year I like doing a updated video because my main season of trading Forex is from August through May. This allows me to use the summer for vacations and have a break from the charts. So that's what this video is going to be about. And of course, I'm going to go into great detail with this new setup that I'm using that works even in these volatile periods trading gold. So you guys want to watch this video all the way through. Fortunately, my videos don't go viral because people don't watch them all the way through. So I am giving you guys information that people pay tens of thousands of dollars for. So for the people who watch my videos all the way through, learn a lot about Forex. Okay, without further ado, we are going to be talking about risk management, how to set profit targets, Forex and gold strategies, and the importance of having a trading plan. And I'm going to show you guys this new indicator. Roughly 3,000 people are using it. So it's catching on pretty quick and it works amazingly well. Okay, and also don't forget, I am now holding live trading sessions. So you guys can watch me do this live as well. And for those of you who are already members of my group, all the slides that are inside this video are also going to be posted inside my Facebook group. If you click on the media section, you can see all the screenshots and slides that I post, and you can easily download them to your computer. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to kind of brush through this a little bit. You guys can download the slides and take your time going through them. So I'm just going to go over them briefly. First, when it comes to your trading plan, consider the market sessions that you want to trade. This is very important because the Australian and Asian session always starts the day, but it also moves the slowest. So if you are somebody who wants things to move quickly, you're probably not going to want to trade the Australian and Asian session. However, this is also the most important session of the day because the highs and lows typically come from the Asian and Australian session. So you learn a lot by following the movements that come in the Australian and Asian session. All right. Another thing that's important to remember is that trends tend to reverse between sessions. So if you're trading gold on the Australian session, for example, most likely you'll see a pullback during the London session, and then it might go back to the same trend during the US session. So it can be kind of risky holding on to trades between sessions. But if you already place your trades at the highest or lowest point of the day, then your overall risk is very low. So just keep in mind, if you're somebody who constantly likes to move your stop loss to secure profit, that becomes very risky if you're holding your trades in between sessions. All right. Another thing, consider how much time you want to spend on the charts. I know this was a problem for me. I would be looking at the charts all day, all the time, and it felt like I wasn't having a life sometimes. So make sure you have a set schedule. This is my schedule. And by the way, my schedule is not just a random schedule. My schedule comes from how I have analyzed the market for the best times of the day to trade. So my schedule typically factors in the times when the market is most likely going to reach its lowest point and highest point. So I highly recommend you follow my schedule, or just do the best you can with finding a schedule that works for you. All right, and I strongly recommend you guys make sure you're using forexfactory.com. Use the calendar there so that you guys can be aware of holidays and when the market will be more volatile than others. If there's big news scheduled, then that might change trends. So that's very important to keep in mind. All right, so I'm not going to spend too much on each slide. To keep it simple, every trading plan should have a schedule. Every trading plan should have a daily risk and drawdown limit. And every trading plan should have profit targets and goals and 3 strategies for a variety of conditions. So when I trade, I have several ways of looking at the market. So if one setup is like, yeah, you know what, I'm not really feeling too confident with that setup, then I can use another setup that has much better confirmation. All right. And let's see. The next thing I want to make sure we understand is the importance that your strategy covers a variety of things. So if you are using my strategies and you're a member of my program, all of my strategies already have these things included. So you guys are looking for these things without realizing it or being aware of it, because my strategies cover these bases. So you need to know price action. You need to be able to identify the trend, ranging, consolidation, divergent, all those types of things. So if you're not part of my program, I strongly recommend joining, because my program is really about making money. My YouTube channel is designed to reinforce the things that I teach and cover in whether it's a private lesson or just my ebook. So this is designed to just reinforce that so you guys really learn this information. I don't make videos for entertainment. I make them so you guys do have to work a little bit, but I promise you, this can be the biggest payoff if you put the work and time in. All right. And I have 3 main strategies. So I really focus on pattern charting. I like wedges, I like triangles, and then Bollinger bands with CCI, ADX, and MACD. And then the third strategy, GDAX with Trendline Pro. And I'm going to go into these a little further. But those are my 3 main strategies. And what I want to make sure I don't forget is we need to talk about risk management and how to set profit targets. It really kills me when people just tell me, well, you know what, I'm going to place these trades and see what happens. Nothing we do should be random. Every result we have should be planned. Whether it's a loss, whether it's a win, we should know how much money we are risking every day. And we should also know if our trades hit their targets, how much money are we going to make? So those results shouldn't be, oh, wow, you know what? I made $1,000 a day. Woohoo. No, it should be, okay, yeah, you know what? Based on my analysis, based on my settings, based on the trades I did, I made $1,000. Boom. And it should be that concrete. If it is not that concrete, then there is a serious problem in your trading plan. So, these 3 examples with $1,000 balance, 10,000 balance, $20,000 balance. These are my recommendations. Now, of course, if you have $100 balance or a $500 balance, you're just gonna have to make your own adjustments. But the biggest thing that I cannot stress enough is your profit targets need to be realistic for you. Just because you saw somebody else, make $100,000 one day or $20,000 one day, understand when you see people making these huge amounts of money, they're also risking a lot of money to make that. And on the days that they have losses, their losses are astronomical. So if you're not comfortable with those losses, then you will not be comfortable with those profits. So keep those things in mind. All right. Profit target examples. So this is what I recommend. And these are really realistic and really good numbers if you are following everything correctly. Because my settings and the way I trade is based off of the best time of the day, most of my entries are going to have very, very low pullbacks. So this means you can trade bigger with less risk. I don't use 100 pip stop losses on one trade. For the most part, if my trade is right, at the most, maybe a 30 to 50 pip pullback. But typically, my pullbacks are around maybe 10 to 20 pips. And that's even trading gold because I'm always getting the lowest or the highest point. Now, if for some reason it pulls back more than 50 pips, that's usually a sign that I was wrong in the trade that I made. All right. So I recommend following these examples. If you're one of my members, reach out to me if you need help with this. I'll be more than happy to meet with you and we can go over a trading plan that's going to be realistic for you. And I think that was it on the administrative stuff that I wanted to go over. So now what I want to do is change gears and go to one of the setups on my MetaTrader platform. And then I'm going to show you guys this amazing indicator on TradingView, and I will wrap this video up. Okay, so with this setup, this is Trendline Pro. It's an awesome indicator to use. I made a video on Trendline and GDAX, so I'm not going to go into into this that much. But I just want to kind of just do a reminder for those of you who maybe forgot about this. But you can check my YouTube channel for more information if you want to go into detail on Trendline Pro. But this is a very powerful setup. You can see how well your setup is working, which is what I really love about it. So, with these signals, you have a success rate of 80%, and you can see take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, and then you can also see the stop loss, and it tells you where to sell from. So for those of you who are really struggling in this market, I strongly recommend Trendline Pro because it's very hard to go wrong with it. And then in a minute, I'm going to show you guys GDAX. And when you combine both of those together, I mean, it's very, very hard to go wrong. While I'm in my MetaTrader platform, I want to show you guys my main setup. Now, this, by the way, is the setup that I first teach newbies how to use. This gives you a lot of practice with the MetaTrader platform. The Bollinger Bands tells you price action. MACD tells you volumes. I also have my buyers versus sellers indicator on here as well. That also gives you volumes. And then you can also see the trend. And that's why I like ADX. So anytime there is a change in trend, you'll see that red line cross the green line. When the red line crosses going up, that's a sell signal. When the green line crosses, that's a buy signal. And then you can measure momentum with CCI. So, I mean, this is a super solid setup for a lot of people. So I strongly recommend it if you need it. My focus is on pattern trading. So I will go into that next. Okay, so when it comes to pattern trading, I like to use cheat sheets right on the screen. For an example, it'd be like this. And, I have tons of cheat sheets that I use. And if I'm not familiar with something, then this is how I figure out what patterns I'm looking at. With the pattern that we're looking at right here, we can clearly see that this is a expanding triangle, and expanding triangles are bullish reversal patterns. That gives me a lot of context as to, okay, you know what? I should be looking for potential buys. And if we do this on the triangle, we can see that it's despite the moves that we saw outside the triangle, we can see that the pattern is still intact. And once the price breaks this resistance line, then we're going to see a strong bullish move. Now, of course, we could have bought here, down here as well. But I don't, based on my schedule, I don't trade at 12 in the afternoon. I wouldn't take this trade here. So you can kind of see how I do things and how I organize things. Because my schedule has 3 main times per day, I look for trades at 10 p.m., 7:30 p.m., sometimes at 6 p.m., and then again at 10 a.m. I don't really like trading at 10 a.m. if I don't have to, because 10 a.m. can be a little bit trickier. When you trade at 10 a.m., you're basically going to have to stay in trades a lot longer, and it's still a solid setup. But if I have a very good night or early morning, then I don't necessarily have to trade at 10 a.m. But, just looking at this, guys, you can kind of see the time that I trade, 90% of the time is the lowest or highest point for that day. So when I'm trading here and I'm looking for buys, I'm getting the perfect entry nearly every single day that I do this. This is such a powerful setup, and it's, extremely consistent. And then when I show you guys the forecasting indicator, it aligns with this as well. So, I have my patterns that are, pretty accurate. I have the times of the day that give me the biggest moves, and all this together turns into a powerful setup. All right. So now I want to show you guys the indicator that is new on Tradingview that can forecast the future. And I have tried other forecasting indicators, but they just didn't work. What makes this indicator so different and so special is that it factors in the volumes of each period. And that is a massive game changer. It compares 3 different periods, and then it's very mathematical. And I'm a very big math person when it comes to trading, because that's how you're going to have consistency. Check this out, guys. Okay, so for those of you who don't have a premium account with Tradingview, I highly recommend it. This way you can have more than two indicators on your charts. But this right here is, the setup that I use quite a bit. So we can see here that I still have a GDAX loaded. So GDAX is confirming the trend. I'm using this on the 1 hour time frame, and you can see right here it's giving us the volume data as it comes in. So you're getting like live information. This is not a lagging indicator like moving averages, for example. So when you're actively trading, this gives you the ability to see what is happening while you're trading. So the reason why I have three different lines here is the first line represents what I'm seeing currently. So right here, we have a prediction that the high is going to be 33.57, 352. So right now, the current price is 35.55. So this is also why I don't trade at this period. When you have a market that's moving this slow and you see the forecast is not predicting a big move, is it really worth the stress of trading? Not to me. So when I see these periods where the market really isn't going to make a big move, then I don't trade those periods. All right. But if I was, I would be looking to enter at 33.53, take profit around 33.57, and that has a pretty good chance of happening. But what I really love about this indicator is that I can see the highs and the lows of the day and know what to expect. So my first line is what's currently happening, right? Now this line right here represents the low. So by me knowing the low, I have a good idea where I want to buy from. Okay. And I promise you guys, this lines up with my schedule. So most likely this low is going to be at 10 p.m., 7 a.m., or 10 a.m. And, it's going to keep adjusting throughout the week. But this is what I look for. And then this line up here represents the top. So I have a pretty good idea when the price reaches 33.36, it's going to shoot up to around 33.71. So when I combine my strategies that I know works, then I know whether I should be buying or selling at either 10 p.m., 7 a.m., or 10 a.m. In the day. And this strategy is like 90% accurate. The only thing that might put a wrench in things is if you have like breaking news. But even with breaking news, most of the time it doesn't really affect this strategy. So that 10% where this setup does not work factors in those different situations. Okay. Now for goal, I use the 90 period, and this is supposed to weed out the situations where you have whipsaws. So this screenshot right here is an example of what a whipsaw is. Basically, a whipsaw is where you might be in a strong uptrend, and then all of a sudden the price drops, and then it shoots back up. So when you have these sudden big moves that are up and down, those are whipsaws. And 10% of the time, that happens with my strategy with gold. And, you just have to just take the loss and keep it moving. But other than that, it works extremely well. And you can also use this on crypto. You can use it for stocks. You can use it for currency pairs. For currencies, though, you're going to want to use the default settings, which is the 25 period. So I'll show you guys real quick what that looks like. All right. So, these are a couple examples where I use the forecasting indicator to tell me what the price was the next day. And then I made sure I did screenshots of it so that I could prove it. Like and say, hey, look, on Monday, the indicator said it was going to do this. Well, you know what? Look what happened on Tuesday. And then not only did it get the price right, but look at the pattern. It pretty much followed the trajectory of what the forecast was. All right. So I have the indicator saved on my favorites, so that it's easy for me to add. This is my second Tradingview setup that I use, and this is for currency pairs mostly. So if we click on the US dollar Japanese yen, for example, we have some really good stuff. So, we can see, let me just move myself down a little bit. 148.208 is going to be the high for the day. And then we can also see the low is going to be 141.131. So me personally, if I see something like this is not a big enough margin for me to trade. So when it comes to the settings, let me just show you this real quick. It's super simple. Inputs. So right here. So for the most part, the 25 period is going to be what you're going to use. The only exception will be 90, and that's if you're trading gold. So if you're trading gold, change that to 90, and that's supposed to weed out some of the whipsaws. All right. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just run through my top currency pairs that I trade, the pound Japanese yen, the US dollar Japanese yen, and the euro Japanese yen are my main currency pairs, and the euro US dollar. And I will use, and I'll just go through each of those and I will see. So if I see a huge forecast, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, you know what? It's worth it for me. And you need to use the 1 hour time frame, even with the currency pairs as well. And you can see here, I mean, it's very tight. So another thing with this indicator, man, you can see periods where the market is most likely going to consolidate. And you can see here, for whatever reason, Tuesday at 5 o'clock in the morning, this is going to be a time when you want to trade. So 147.907, and then we have a high 148.334. So I mean, even with this move that is projected, it's still relatively small. But at least I know when I should be trading and when I shouldn't be trading. And then stay away from long periods that are like this, because that just means the price is going to be consolidating for a long period of time, and most likely it's not going to be worth it for you. But with this approach, you can trade bigger with more confidence. All right. So thanks for hanging in and watching this video. I know it's quite long, but like I said, I make videos to make money. I don't make videos for entertainment purposes. So I hope that you guys were able to watch this all the way through, and I hope you guys were able to learn a lot. So don't forget, if you see the join on my videos, make sure you subscribe so that you can also join me when I'm doing this stuff live. I also will be doing Galileo as well, for those of you who still use that bot. and you can ask me questions as well. And if you need slides or anything, just check the Facebook group. They're all there when you look in the media file. And other than that, thank you all for being with me this long. I'm so excited to see the channel growing, and I'm so excited that my hedge fund is doing well. And I just appreciate all of you. All right. So thanks once again, and may you guys have an amazing 2025, 2026 trading year. And let's make a bunch of money so that we can have a lot of fun over the summer and for the holidays. All right, guys. Thanks again and take care.